Hi, my name is Amanda Yakimowski. I am a junior at Commonwealth University in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. I am a criminal justice, political science dual major, and for Dr. Ding's online global issues course, I've chosen to focus on the gender gap in education for my second podcast project. I chose this topic because I believe that education has the power to change any number of circumstances and can change a person's trajectory as they go throughout their life. So my presentation is called Why Girls Don't Go to School, a Global Problem. So many school-age girls around the globe do not attend school or receive an education. Globally, 133 million girls are out of school. This includes primary school, lower secondary school, and upper secondary school. Children do have the right to an education. In December 1948, the United Nations adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, in which Article 26 states, everyone has the right to an education. In 1989, the UN International Treaty Convention on the Rights of the Child was ratified. 196 countries have adopted the treaty, which legally binds countries to their obligation of providing education to girls. So why aren't girls in school? Poverty is a huge problem. Many girls around the world can't afford their school fees, the cost of transportation, their school uniforms, their supplies such as books, pencils, pens. They don't have the money that they need to go to school. Some children go to work to support their families because of this poverty. If families are impoverished, they're more likely to prioritize any boys' education who may be in their family over the girls. Girls are more like 4 times as likely to be out of school in low-income countries. And this is where the intersection of culture, gender, and poverty come together to create dire conditions. As far as cultural norms go, many girls have responsibilities at home, such as chores, caregiving, and work to provide for the family. Globally, 160 million children go to work instead of school. Children who live in the poorest households are 5 times more likely to be out of school than their peers. Another issue that affects attendance around the globe is bullying. In-person and online bullying can lead to absenteeism. Girls don't feel safe at school. Anxiety and fear can have long-lasting mental health effects. Girls who are bullied at school may come home and get bullied online. This can contribute to chronic absenteeism, which leads to poor grades, which leads to higher dropout rates. This disruption in girls' and all children's education can change their life trajectory. Another problem that we may not think about in the West are inadequate school restroom facilities. In many places where girls go to school, restroom facilities are not safe or separate or private. There may be a lack of sanitary conditions. There may not be clean running water. As a result, when girls begin to menstruate, they may stop attending school. When they are on their period, they might avoid going to school. And girls who are on their periods at school may be singled out, as it is hard to be discreet in these conditions, and they may be bullied, sometimes because of gender norms within the culture. Another huge issue is child marriage. Most child brides are from Southern Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. Countries such as India have banned the practice. Um, it remains in secret. People still do it. It's not as publicized as maybe it would have been once. Some cultures don't even think about sending their girls to school because their future as a wife and mother is set in stone. Again, this has to do with gender norms, cultural expectations. 41,000 girls are married every day. Studies show that 12 years of education for girls can result in a 64% drop in child marriage. And girls who don't receive an education are 3 times more likely to be married before the age of 18 than girls who attend secondary school or higher. This can also lead to death in childbirth and health problems that persist throughout their lives. Children who live in conflict zones and war zones face special challenges. As you can see, these children in Gaza no longer have a school. The destruction of war and presence of terrorist groups affects their ability to get an education. Around the world, girls and women are disproportionately impacted during crises. 27 million children are kept out of school due to conflict, and refugees pursuing higher education is at less than a 1% rate. An example of conflict and terror groups disrupting education is in 2014. It was highly publicized when Boko Haram kidnapped 276 schoolgirls from the government girls' secondary school. This was in Nigeria. 57 girls escaped from jumping out of the bus while it was moving, and the remaining girls, aged 16 to 18, were beaten and tortured back at Boko Haram base camps. They were forced to convert to Islam, those who were Christians, many were Muslim, and become wives of Boko Haram fighters. 82 of the girls were never found. This is not an isolated incident. Kidnapping in conflict zones is not uncommon. School children are kidnapped for ideological and financial reasons. Some are turned into weapons of war and child brides. Others are used for ransom money to fund terrorist organizations. Every year, thousands of children are kidnapped. Another terrorist group that affects girls' education is the Taliban. In Afghanistan, the Taliban has been in charge since 2021, and they have banned education for girls past the primary level, which affects 2.2 million girls. They changed the curriculum for children in Afghanistan and made the main focus of their education religious learning. And as I said, any education beyond primary school, which is 6th grade, is banned. Some women were very brave and protested. And some other brave souls receive an underground education in secret. So, who is helping in this crisis? A champion for girls' education named Malala Yousafzai is a Pakistani activist who began advocating for girls' education at a young age. Her father was a teacher at a school for girls, and at age 11, she gave her first speech at Peshawar Press Club titled, "How Dare the Taliban Take Away My Basic Right to Education?" At age 15, the Taliban boarded her school bus on the way home from school and said, "Who is Malala?" And they shot her in the head. She received medical treatment in Birmingham, England, and recovered. At age 17, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and was the youngest ever Nobel laureate. She graduated from Oxford University. She founded the Malala Fund with her father. The Malala Fund identifies systemic and local barriers that girls face in getting their education. They go in on the ground and figure out how they can help. They advocate for legislative change. They invest funds and resources and manpower. And not every single girl in every single country that I have talked about does not receive an education. Many girls do fight to learn. And I think that it shows what indomitable spirit girls have. And these young women who courageously pursue their education are going to leave a positive mark on the world around them. Every single one of these girls has their own story. Every single one is a unique person. Through an education, they can share their voice, they can share their story, they can make their mark on the world. I would like to close with two quotes from Malala: "One child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world." Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are our most powerful weapons. Thank you for watching my presentation. I highly encourage you to visit malalafund.org and donate to the cause of girls' education. Thank you.